So yesterday, Gina Carano and her legal team just delivered Disney another massive L in court, and it's not looking good for them at all. You see, Gina Carano, Disney thought, they could cancel and silence, and turns out Gina Carano is not backing down, and now Gina Carano is scoring a big legal wins left and right that are making the House of Mouse look like an absolute clown show. Now, this is not just, some little procedural thing either. You see, this could blow the doors wide open on what really happened behind the scenes. Let me tell you all. Let me tell you, Disney's response at this point is just straight up insane. So basically, a federal judge just ruled that Gina Carano's legal team gets to dig through Disney's internal documents like emails, messages, meeting notes, and even just the whole 9 yards. Okay, so that right here, there, as you all know, is called discovery. And if you don't know how huge that is, that means we're about to see receipts. Okay, real, raw, unfiltered, behind the curtain stuff, stuff that they really didn't want the public to see. Okay. And it's basically a part of the lawsuit where corporate secrets are going will just simply go to die. And for Disney and Bob Iger, this is a PR nightmare. And for Gina Carano, this is a major win her fight to clear her name as well as expose the truth. And you've also seen the posts from X and stuff. And what's even crazier is that Disney tried to fight it. You see, they didn't want Gina Carano's team to get access to anything beyond, you know, what Gina Carano personally experienced on set or in her communications. But in other words, they wanted to go ahead and keep it secret, keep it all tightly sealed. But the judge wasn't buying it. Nope. The court said, sorry, Mickey, House of Mouse, this isn't how it works. You see, Gina Carano and her lawyers are now greenlit to go after any documents, okay, or even communications that could simply just show that, Gina Carano was targeted, smeared, or even treated unfairly. And you can almost hear the Disney executives, basically having a full on meltdown, okay? Now, remember why Gina Carano got fired in the first place, okay? It wasn't because, she did something criminal. Nah, it wasn't because, she hurt anyone. It was because Gina Carano posted, different memes and posts on then Twitter, which is now X, about political division and the woke mob, how they were losing their minds. And it wasn't even offensive, it was just simply making a point about how dangerous groupthink can be for a company. But guess what? Disney caved to the old Twitter, which is the old Twitter outrage crowd, and fired Gina Carano. No due process, no conversation, just pure tone deaf cancel culture on display, just to get Gina Carano fired. And the way they did it to Gina Carano, I mean, it's absolutely insufferable. They didn't even call or tell Gina Carano directly. They didn't even have a meeting. They didn't call. They just basically leaked it to the press that Gina Carano was no longer employed with Lucasfilm, like she was disposable or something. Now, this kind of backstabbing corporate nonsense, that simply how can I put this? Makes you lose faith in all of these mega brands and stuff pretending to care about people. But as far as Gina Carano's concerned, Gina Carano didn't fold. You see, Gina Carano fought back, and now it looks like Gina Carano is the one that's holding all the cards together. Okay, and all of this is simply playing out in her favor. And the judge even called out Disney for their failed attempt to block discovery, saying that their argument, quote, lacks merit. Now, that's legal speak for it's all nonsense, basically. But imagine being so desperate to just go ahead and hide your internal dirt that a federal judge calls you out like that in public record. Now, if Disney thought that this lawsuit would quietly go away, they've just destroyed the most, they just got destroyed in the most embarrassing way possible. Now, this is a full blown fiasco for their legal team and a huge momentum boost for Gina Carano. Now, it could get much worse. Much worse. You see, discovery can lead to depositions where Disney executives might be forced to testify under oath about Gina Carano's firing. Yep, they might have to go ahead and explain why they made the decisions they did regarding Gina Carano, who said what about Gina Carano and whether there was, any pressure from activist groups or any kind of higher ups to get rid of Gina Carano. And you think that they want to do that on the record? I mean, absolutely not. But I mean, let's be honest, that's simply just too bad because Gina Carano's team just got the green light to dig and to dig deep. Okay. This may even go back to Kathleen Kennedy and stuff as well. And this whole thing was about power from the beginning. You see, Disney and Kathleen Kennedy didn't like that Gina Carano wasn't playing along with their narrative. You see, Gina Carano simply spoke her mind. Gina Carano didn't follow the whole woke Hollywood group thinking stuff. And in that world, I mean, being independent is a crime. They thought they could go ahead and make an example of Gina Carano, but instead they lit a match, a huge match they can't even put out. And now the flames are creeping up, the castle walls. And you've also got to admire Gina Carano, the fact that Gina Carano has guts. You see, most celebrities would have apologized, groveled, or even disappeared, but not Gina Carano. You see, Gina Carano actually doubled down. Okay, Gina Carano actually teamed up with the Daily Wire, kept working, and also then came out swinging with this particular lawsuit. Okay. And now Gina Carano is doing what nobody thought she could be doing, which is simply exposing the ugly truth behind Hollywood's two-faced politics. It's not just brave, but it's actually epic, okay? And the fact of the matter is, all of this is coming into fruition. But meanwhile, Disney is looking more, out of touch by the minute. You see, their fan base is turning on them, their stock is down, their movies are flopping left and right. And now, I mean, let's be honest, they're stuck in a courtroom mess that's basically pulling skeletons out of every closet in Burbank, all because of how they treated Gina Carano. Okay. Now, I'm be honest with you, the boardroom must be in full panic mode right now. And honestly, they deserve it. Now, you treat people like garbage, you get burned, especially, when the person is Gina Carano, okay? So an actress who was a former MMA fighter and everything, who just simply enjoyed what she was doing without the politics. But this isn't just about Gina Carano anymore. This is about setting a precedent. If Gina Carano wins and it's looking better and better, then Hollywood can't just cancel people without consequences, okay? Now, there's a fine line being drawn here. You see, a victory for Gina Carano is a victory for free speech, for fairness, and for standing up to corporate bullying. And Gen Z, well, Gen Z should care about this because this is the kind of fight that shapes their future as well. And Gina Carano is leading that particular charge, okay? But at the same time, I'm be honest with you. What makes it, even more cringe is that Disney still hasn't learned their lesson. They keep doubling down on the same woke nonsense that actually got them here in the first place. You see, they've turned Star Wars into a shell what it used to be after firing Gina Carano. Marvel is flopping even harder than ever. And instead of just simply listening to the fans, I mean, they just keep preaching and pandering and gaslighting if you hate it. And it's the definition of tone deaf. You see, they just don't get it, and maybe they never will. They actually ignored the backlash over the firing of Gina Carano, thinking they're too big for that. And now it's catching up them with them and biting them in the behind. Now, this lawsuit should be a wake up call. You see, this could be the thing that finally forces these woke studios to stop and think before they throw someone under the bus. You see, if it ends with Disney having to pay out big or apologize publicly to Gina Carano, that actually sends a message to every executive in Hollywood, not just Disney. Cancel culture has a price, and that price just exploded into the mainstream thanks to Gina Carano, as well as her refusal to be silenced. Okay. And that right there is actually pretty commendable, showing how strong that Carano is. Now, we've seen this pattern way too many times. A company that, caves to outrage, trashes someone's career, and then moves on like nothing happened. But not this time. Not with Gina Carano. This time, there's actually accountability, there's resistance, and there's a real chance that, the truth is actually going to come out in brutal details through emails, text messages, recordings. Once that stuff hits the court record, I mean, at this point, it's definitely game over. All because Gina Carano decided to go ahead and fight. Now, if you're someone who believes in fairness, free speech, and basically not getting steamrolled by massive corporations just because, you said something unpopular, well, then Gina Carano's case matters. You see, it matters a lot because it's not about just about the one actress. It's about all of us. You see, if they can do it to Gina Carano, they can do it to anyone. But if Gina Carano wins, that's a huge shift in the culture. Okay, and that right there is huge hope. That's justice. That's Gina Carano actually making history. Okay, now one thing to consider is that Gina Carano is proving that, you know what, you don't even need some sort of big Hollywood machine just to go ahead and fight back. All you need is the truth, courage, and the will to stand your ground. And as Disney scrambles to go ahead and contain this big legal disaster, just remember they brought this on themselves. They messed with the wrong person as well as other people who may be behind the scenes who may be suing them. And now they're about to get dragged, exposed, and absolutely destroyed in court. I mean, couldn't happen to a more insufferable company, and it couldn't have been done by anyone better than Gina Carano. So let me know your thoughts like this in the comments below. Smash the like button in the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.